Hi friends, it's Kiona from Ragged Pages, and I just wanted to share this beautiful journal with you. This was a special order for my sister, and I'm so excited to give it to her. She chose all the book, the pages, the fabric, the ribbon, everything in here, so I just put it together for her. This is a vintage book that I have repurposed. It's got some fabric on there, and then I covered it with vintage coffee dyed ribbon or lace. I'm sorry. It's got a twine closure that just wraps around and is anchored by an eyelet. I've got a vintage button on the front from my grandma's collection, and it just wraps around like so. I put 4 metal corners on here. It's got 5 signatures, and then I stitched them in before I covered up the spine. Inside I lined it with some florals. This is just scrapbook paper. Front and back is the same, but this one has the back side of that paper, and then I folded it over to create a pocket. And then I have the same floral, it's like a ribbon paper that I wrapped around both the outside and inside, and I punched it so that it looks like lace. This first pocket has her favorite type of paper on the inside. It's just a coffee dyed sheet. I only had one last piece of it, so I stuck it in there for her. And then I have a floating pocket in there, another floral scrapbook paper with lines so she can write. And I've included in here a bunch of the blank vintage paper that was in the original book. So you'll see that throughout. I just tucked a piece in there. This is an embossed circle. It's like a floral that I did with my embosser, cut it out, and I've just stuck it on there. I've also made tabs from that floral paper all the way back. So this first tab has a rose, also from my grandma's collection, that I stuck on there with some twine, and I just anchored it with an eyelet. So beautiful. I also did some ruffled cutting on the sides of most pages so that it would look a little bit more vintage. And since she wants so much writing paper, I coffee dyed just blank pages for her, and also did some stamping with a stencil, like just inking through the stencil of different types of roses. So you'll see those throughout. She can write on the lines there. There's also this pretty old ribbon that I used as pockets, and then there's a Tim Holtz journaling card tucked in there. This just folds out really big. There's a couple punches that I used later on in the book, and I just collected those with a brad. This is a floating pocket, front and back coffee dyed scrapbook paper, and I've just stuck a book page pocket and some vintage paper in there. And there's the end of the first signature. So here's the second one. I've got that tab on there to signify that. And then lots of just different types of paper in here. They're all blank for the most part, so she can write. And then a homemade envelope stitched on there. And I stuffed it with some journaling paper. So this front part is like it's not Tim Holtz, but it's kind of like it. Some vintage paper, and then an old piece of stationery. So all those things just stack in there and go back in the envelope. Here's another floating pocket. The base is like an onion paper, so pretty. Tim Holtz card, more of that lace fabric that I used on the spine of the book. And then you can use both parts as a pocket. More vintage paper in the back. And here's the third signature. Here's another stitched pocket. More of that lace I just stitched on the back of some cardstock. and she can write on the back of that. So they're kind of matching there. Here's more of that onion paper, and then the ribbon, some vintage paper from the original book, a Tim Holtz journaling card. And then I just did some stamping on there of some pine trees and stuff, just something to add some interest. And then here's where those hole punches came from. I put some onion paper from a poetry book in there with some beautiful flowers. So I just wanted you to be able to see them through the holes. And then I did some ruffle cutting on the sides. There's more inked roses there. I used this punch through the whole book, so it just makes the edges of papers look like lace. Here's just a card I stitched on with creating a pocket. Another journaling card. It's just such a gorgeous floral. I think this is my favorite paper. And I just stitched around the side to make it a little bit more interesting and stuck it in there. Here's a backwards card I stitched on, and I made it so that she can write on the front and have secret journaling. And then the other side is a pocket. I inked a little rose on the inside there, and I have a Tim Holtz journaling card stuck in there. That's like a tracing paper, or cardstock paper, I'm sorry. And then I have more of that ribbon stitched in, more inked roses on the side. And I put a pretty large stuffed pocket in here, just a floating pocket she can move around. So it's scrapbook paper on the back, and then I've stitched that floral strip into like a ruffle, and some of the ribbon into a ruffle as well. And then I've stitched in a book page pocket, and I filled it with a Tim Holtz little journaling card, and then some of the original paper from the book. So it's just aged naturally, and it all sticks in there. And the side, again, is punched with my lace punch. This back side has a second pocket, so I have these old postcards, like postcard size scrapbook paper, and I just stitched it in as a pocket so she can write in there, and then she can also stuff things as she finds them. So this is like a milk tab scrapbook paper. She can write on those lines. It comes out too. And then this piece is like business plans, not business plans, house plans. So she can write on that if she wants, or glue it throughout the book if she would like more decoration on blank pages. I've got a little doily as a page, and then this is my fifth and final signature. I've got some upside down pockets here. So this is a like postcard size sheet that's been embossed and stamped. Another floral postcard. She can write on the back of this. Here's the other half of that upside down folded pocket. So this is like a double belly band. She can write on the inside, and then that floral paper acts as a band and stitch paper. It's actually like a bigger sheet than I showed you, and then this is old stationery, and I stuck that one in the other side. So the whole thing just hides in that little pocket, and she can put any secret journaling or Bible verses or prayers or whatever in there. More of that tracing paper. And then here's the final back with that doily. This is a full-length card that has journaling papers tucked in it. So the back is this really pretty floral. And then both of these pages are from the original book. So they're really aged and brown and just beautiful. Anyway, so that just tucks in the back there. And I've got that back pocket I showed you at the beginning. So anyway, here is the completed journal. It's got lots of journaling space, lots of areas for her to do secret journaling, and I hope she loves it. I hope you guys are doing well, and I'll see you later.